Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvannotibhissida Sadanam Om Mahaganapataye Namaha. Continuing where we left off in the mantra, describing the Lord, Ishvara, as everything that one is not or one does not see that one is. So we saw how that whole creation, dissolution, sustenance, everything was talked about. And then at the micro level, we saw how the fourfold aspect of speech, which is not even evident, which most of these components are invisible except the speech that comes out. But speech is very complicated, and it originates in the root chakra. We saw that. And then also we saw how Lord Ganesha is connected with speech, because the blessings of Lord Ganesha makes one a great orator, speaker. So there is some kind of a connection. He is called Vak plus Isha, the Lord of speech, Vagisha. And continuing in this vein, this comes to more of a from the creator, resolver, sustainer, we come to another aspect which is much more close to the human body, mind, sense complex. And we'll chant this and let us see what this yields. Tvam gunatrayatitaha tvam avasthatrayatitaha tvam dehatrayatitaha tvam kalatrayatitaha tvam mooladhara sthitosi nityam tvam shaktitrayatmakaha tvam yoginaha dhyayanti nityam. Atitaha means beyond. This word beyond is problematic, especially in Vedanta, pocketbook Vedanta. I am beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the senses, beyond. And in California, some man named himself Swami Beyondananda. He's actually a cartoonist. He's not a Swami, thank God, because Swami beyond Ananda. How can you be beyond Ananda? That is who you are. But anyhow, so this beyond is problematic because there is this, it can, if it's not understood properly, it can create a sense of dissociation. Mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jihve nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumihi na tejo na vayuhu. I am not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm beyond. I'm not the senses. I'm not the five. I'm not the five elements from which all of this has originated. If you stop here, then already one is disconnected and dissociated from everything, including oneself, starting with oneself. Then if you stop here, then that dissociation will only grow. What the Nirvana Shatkam and texts like this are teaching. The Nirvana Shatkam is a text from which I just quoted. So what it is teaching is very interesting, because it is saying the last line, the refrain is the main thing. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. I am that which is pure. No papa, no punya. I'm in the form of Chit. I'm in the form of Ananda. You can't say I'm beyond Chit, beyond Ananda. You need to know where, we need to know where to stop using the word beyond. Otherwise, it will be a problem beyond control. That's what will happen. And so, this is this teaching is therefore has to be approached, holistically. The Shastra has a two-pronged pedagogy of teaching. One goes na iti, na iti, na iti. One is the what is called Nishedha Marga, the path of negation. A lot of things are taught through negating what one is not. One is not the body, one is not the mind, one is not the senses. The Atma, the I, is not a bunch of feelings. All these things. This is important. But at the same time, if we don't understand what the I is, then we will come to some conclusions that are not in keeping with the teachings. Such as, oh, so the I is non existent. Who is saying? Is the one who is saying existent or not? You're scaring me. You're taking so long to answer. Is the one who is saying that existent or not? Yes, absolutely. And so this is something we have to understand properly. And so otherwise you keep negating, and then the negator who is doing the negation is unable to negate oneself. Then you have to call somebody else to negate the negator. Then that negator has to call one more person to negate the negator of the negator. And then we'll be here ad infinitum. And so, therefore, even in the Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, this neti neti, this nishedha marga, the pedagogy of negation is used, but in a specific context. And then it is immediately corrected by iti iti. This is what the I is. Achedyoham. This cannot be cut up into pieces by various implements. Adahyoham cannot be burnt. Akledya, no water damage for the Atma. And then Ashoshyaha. Ashoshyaha means no wind damage either. Atma cannot be dehydrated. You cannot put Atma like a piece of fruit in the dehydrator and dry it out. No. Ashosyaha evacha. But then immediately nityaha, that which never changes, it is always there. Sarvagataha, and its nature is not confined to a particular form or a location. It is all pervasive. Sthanu, it is not going anywhere. It just is what it is. Sanatanaha, it's been the same past, future, present, past, present, future. It's the same. It is timeless. Like this, the whole thing, these two kinds of pedagogies go side by side. So here also the teaching of what Ganapati is, and Ganapati is nothing but yourself, and what is this Atma, what is this I, and how this Ganapati is taught here through the Nishedha Marga, through denying or negating a few things. Let us see what is negated. Tvam, you, Gunatrayatitaha. Atitaha means you are beyond. Traya means a group of three. Gunatraya, Gunatrayam. You are beyond the group of three gunas. What are the three gunas? Huh? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And so the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, you are beyond that. How to be beyond that? Thinking of that itself, one gets into tamas, depression. OMG, what to do now? How to be beyond that? It's almost like these are the sattva, rajas, and tamas are the primary colors with which the artist called Maya paints the whole Jagat. These are the primary colors. Everything has it. In the whole universe, there is nothing that is exempt from the trappings of these gunas, so to speak. And if you go to Ayurveda, everything will be divided into sattva, rajas, and tamas. Herbs, sattva, rajas, and tamas. And then food, sattva, rajas, and tamas. All these things. Sattvic foods, rajasic foods, tamasic foods. Even Bhagavad Gita talks about what is a tamasic food. Yata yamam gatarasam. Peas pudding hot, peas pudding cold. And then what? Peas pudding in the pot, 9 days old. That is tamasic. Even 1 day old, it is tamasic according to us. There is no prana in the food. So like this, even the food is there. Colors are rajasic, tamasic, sattvic, all these things. And so how does one get out of it? Again, we take a little trip to the Bhagavad Gita to get some clues. First, we understand Lord Ganesha is free of the three gunas. Ganapati, this Ganapati Tattva, this Bhagavan, who is now being invoked as Ganapati in this Upanishad, is free of all gunas. Why? Because Brahman is free of all gunas. Gunas belong to Maya Shakti. And Maya Shakti, as she affects the mind in the form of eclipse, Avarana Shakti, the covering power. What does she cover? Me from the truth of myself. I don't know that I am the same as Ganapati. That is the covering. This is Maya Shakti, covering power. And therefore, I come under the spell of the gunas because I don't know my own nature. This is what it is. The other Shakti is Vikshepa Shakti, the projecting power. The projection is not a problem on the global level because the projection is just an expression of Bhagavan. This our projection cannot be removed. Even after gaining self-knowledge, it's not that the tree stops being a tree and the sun stops being a sun, everything becomes one. No. The Jagat continues as it is. But I know that I am not buying into these differences. I can see beyond these differences. I understand the truth of all the behind all these differences. That is the main thing to see here. So, hey Ganapati, you are beyond the oh Ganapati, you are beyond the gunas. The gunas don't touch you. Thank God, because you sit to prayer and Ganesha is having migraine. Yeah, it's a very big problem. First, we have to do Naivedya of Vicks vapor rub, Yeah. You have to keep doing, open the tin and keep doing like this. So, no migraine, no headache, no body ache. And then you say, oh, Ganapati, I'm coming to do puja to you. Not today, I don't feel like it. Go away. Where will the poor jiva go? The helpless jiva cannot handle being rejected. And then we have, then Ganesha says, I'm in a bad mood today. I'm sleepy today. No such thing. Free of all gunas. And then if Ganapati is nothing but myself, then I am also free of all gunas. These gunas are a problem. Yeah, that is the idea. They have a trapping mentality. It's almost like the painting palette, the primary colors of Maya have drawn this universe. Let's say we imagine a kind of a tapestry, a canvas. So the whole Jagat is there and you are looking at it. And then you say, oh, This looks like my hometown. Here is a mountain. There is a river. There is a sun. Wait, that looks like my house, my childhood home. And oh, who is that? That looks like me. Up till now, it was going well. But when you recognized yourself, what happened? You became stuck in the painting. Stuck in the painting. No way to get out, so to speak. Again, yesterday's cry, the Jiva's cry, let me out, let me out. And one is confused, let me in, let me out. And this is the kind of, becoming part of this tapestry, identifying as trapped in this tapestry is the problem. Because I think of myself, I identify with everything finite and lose sight of the infinite. Arjuna, therefore, is taught in the Bhagavad Gita by the Lord. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. The Vedas are coming in the realm, especially the first portion of the Vedas, which talk about karma, etc. It's only reiterating and it's operating in the realm of the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, etc. But you, Arjuna, nistraigunyo bhava, you be free of all the gunas. This is the advice Lord Krishna gives Arjuna. Please be free of all the gunas. Why? Because this is trapping you. There was some kind of a Iranian, some Persian film and short film. It was some kind of a film made of people who were making carpets. There's a carpet, the Persian carpet has had an abiding presence 2 nights in a row. Okay, yeah. So the they were making carpets like an extended family, mother-in-law, father-in-law, son, and then daughter-in-law, and some teenage children, and some uncle, aunt, etc. Suffice it to say, nobody liked each other. And then they were making carpets all day long and then drying them, drying the wool, drying the carpets. Next day, they would go to after a few carpets were made, they would take it to the city and then sell it. And the city people were ignoramuses. They didn't know the patterns. They didn't know anything. This was whatever it was. They just bought whatever it was because it looked nice. And so the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law had a internal war going on. The mother-in-law drew weaved a stick figure in the carpet with its head cut off, meaning that's the daughter-in-law. And the daughter-in-law, when the mother-in-law was asleep, took out all the skeins, undid everything, and then pictured the mother-in-law hanging from a tree. So like this, it continued. It continued the whole thing. This is how they expressed very passively, but aggressively. They expressed all their pains and sorrows, and they took out the conflict outside in the carpet. So the men were not so much featured in this. They were just there, and then the father-in-law, who was a very peaceful but conflict-averse individual, he would go look at the carpet and go, uh-oh, and then he would just hide the rest of the day. Like, today it's very bad news. These gunas are a problem. They're the problem. But we have to understand that they're just affecting the mind. They're not affecting me. I can rise above them. Just like Arjuna was told to rise above them. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha Nistraigунयो Bhava Arjuna Nitya Sattvastho Bhava Nirdvandvo Bhava Atmavan Bhava. This is what he's told. Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastha Niryogakshemaha Atmavan. The second line of the verse gives specific details and clues of how to overcome these, the spell, the vice grip of these gunas, how to overcome the spell. The second line of the verse gives, Nirdvandvo bhava. It requires nothing other than a non dual mind, a non dual heart. And we saw that. We saw how to heal that duality within, between the doer and the thinker. Satya Bhashanam. Go back to the earlier mantra number 3. Ritam Vachmi, Satyam Vachmi. I speak the truth, I live the truth. The alignment between speech, thought, action. This is how to heal that inner duality. And that is the first way to transcend the grip of the gunas. Nirdvandvo bhava. Then nitya sattvastho bhava. The second thing that the Lord tells is take refuge in sattva. Sattva is godliness, godlike, compassion, cheerfulness, cleanliness, shaucha, inner and outer cleanliness. All this is sattva. Oh, but you said we have to transcend all the 3 gunas. Now that I have sattva, then how will I transcend sattva? You don't have to transcend sattva. Sattva itself resolves into the understanding that I am free of all the gunas. The sattva is used to overcome the grip of rajas and tamas. There is an analogy in the tradition. Harishchandrasya dandaha. Danda means stick. Harishchandra was an ancient king given to truth speaking. And then the devas decided to test him, and his kingdom was taken away, and he was in the forest, and still he did not stop living the truth, being with the truth, always being very dharmic and ethical, no matter what happened. Then the final test was his 8-year-old son was taken away, died. Meantime, he had got a job to support the family as a funeral groundskeeper. So the wife brings the body of the dead child and says, please cremate him. And again, Harishchandra says, not without a fee. You have to pay the fee. We have to pay the fee. She says, I have no fees. What shall I pay? No, you have to give a piece of cloth. That is the fees for the cremation. She said, all I have what I'm wearing. She said, you take it off and give that. But then just then the devas showered flowers on them and restored the child back to life and restored the kingdom and everything. And the test was over. This is the story. So Harishchandrasya danda means the funeral groundskeeper here. What does the funeral groundskeeper do? The bodies will be burning, and then the funeral groundskeeper has to make sure that the bodies are all cremated properly. Sometimes, the presence of various gases, etc., in the body makes it appear as though the body is getting up from the pyre. And so the funeral groundskeeper has to put that body back again and again into the pyre with the help of a stick. Then after that, it settles down and burns properly. What do you do with the stick? You throw that in the fire. So this sattva, taking recourse to sattva is like Harishchandrasya danda. You beat back the effect of rajas and tamas, and after that it just resolves into that which is free of all the gunas. Very important to be in sattva as much as possible. This is how to transcend the gunas. Then Nirdvandvaha Nityasattvasthaha Niryogakshemaha. Apraptasya Prapanam Yogaha. Yoga, when it is not being defined as Chitta Vritti Nirodha, that is a specific definition here. But another definition in the tradition is this Apraptasya Prapanam. Especially when the word yoga is used with the word kshema. Yoga kshema when you say, yoga and kshema when you say, then that is the meaning. The meaning is that it is apraptasya prapanam. The gaining of that which I don't have is called yoga. Again, from yuj to join. I'm desperate to be joined with something I don't have, i.e., objects of desire. That's all I want. I don't have this, I don't have this, I want 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 this. Okay, now you got all of this. What are you going to do? Oh, then now you can relax. How can I relax? I have to protect all this now. Praptasya rakshanam kshemaha. The protecting of what I have is called kshema. Half of the life goes in this kind of yoga, and then gaining what I don't have, and the other half of the life goes in protecting what does one doesn't have, and then by what one already has gained but what one does not want to lose. There is kind of a race. So let's say money. First you gather money, you make money, which is wonderful, and then what? Then you have to protect it, strangely, from itself. That's what is called inflation. You have to protect money from itself. No, you have to keep looking at the, because it's keeping on going down. Oh, along with that, you also go down. Oh no. What is the interest rate today? What is this? What is that? Always looking at the market, stock market, up, down, going along with it up and down. What a life. Half of the life is trying to gain things, and the other half of the life is protecting what one has. Money, people, relationships, objects, the Persian carpet which has to be rolled up before the Swami comes in the house. Really, first time VIP comes, you roll it up, not out. So, very funny what we make of ourselves. So then we have all these things. And by extension, yoga and kshema also means keeping at bay what I don't want, like wrinkles, gray hair. Stay away, far away. Even poor swamis are not spared. 2 years ago, somebody came and handed me a cream. Swamiji, please use this. I said, what is this? This is an anti-wrinkle cream. And I notice you're having lines, please use this. I said, give it to somebody else. So this much is the race against time, against the ravages of time, because one feels like one is in the grip of time, because one doesn't know one is timeless. So this is yoga and kshema. And the holding on to yoga and kshema tightly means you're still under the influence of the gunas. The gunas and yoga kshema are connected, especially rajas and tamas. The more the preoccupation with yoga and kshema, more sorrow. More sorrow means more tamas, more anger, more anxiety. Rajas. This is what it is. Niryoga kshemo bhava. Let go of this yoga kshema. Who is going to take care of it? I have to take care of yoga and kshema. But then we have to jump from the second chapter all the way to chapter 9, right in the middle of chapter 9, where Lord Krishna promises something beautiful. Ananyashchintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Very beautiful promise. And Lord Krishna says, I will carry. What Vahami Aham, I will carry. What will you carry? Your yoga and kshema, I will carry. Give me the responsibility. That is my portfolio. Let go of that. That's my job, not yours. Look how tightly you're holding on to it. Let go of that. Leave it. Oh, but it will fall, and without me, the world will not run. Don't worry, it will run. Yeah, it will run, in fact, even more smoothly. You wait and see. Try it. It will run even better, even more smoothly. So, this yoga and holding on to yoga and kshema is like the person who got on in India, we have these, what are they called? Metros, suburban trains. Go from this thing. So, this lady with a big basket of vegetables, 10 times bigger than her head, this huge basket of vegetables got on the train. And everybody helped her because it was very heavy. And then people got ready to put it down. She said, no, 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 don't put it down. I still want to carry it on my head. And she gave some reason. I'm getting off at the next station and all these things. But that is exactly what we are doing. It's like we are carrying something that the train will easily carry. In fact, it's the job of the train to carry these kinds of things. There was even a little shelf that she could have put it there. There was a place to put it there. But she continued to carry it because of some fear, some anxiety, some habit. And this is exactly how one carries the basketfuls of yoga and kshema and all these preoccupations with the future. And all these things one wants to get rid of, all these things that one wants to accumulate, and all these things that one wants to protect, and all the things that one wants to keep at bay and never have nearby. What a life. And so in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan has to overtly promise at the jiva, the human jiva, and say, you are interfering in my job. This is my job. Tvameva kevalam kartasi. We saw that. You are the karta. You are the doer. We are saying this. So let Bhagavan do. If we are invoking Bhagavan as the doer, I am not the doer, and then you just say that and then you snatch things from Bhagavan and run, then definitely, definitely one will be in the doldrums. This is what will happen. And so therefore, niryoga kshema, kshemo bhava. Niryoga kshemaha means the one who has, from whom all concerns of yoga and kshema have departed. No longer concerned about it, no longer doing this. Why? As Bhagavan says, right in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita, in the middle of the 9th chapter, for the people whose minds are turned towards me. And it's not just a bhakta, it is a jignasu bhakta, the one who says, I know I am you, I want to find out how. That kind of a bhakta. Ananyas chintayantaha. So those who think of me as non-separate from myself, who understand me, who want to understand me as non-separate from them, for such people, ye janaha paryupasate. Those who worship me. And what is their worship? Their worship is the study of Vedanta, which talks about this non separation, non duality. Non duality is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is their diet. They are on a diet of non duality. Oh, for one day? No. That is their staple diet all the time. Tesham, for them, Nitya Abhiyuktanam, who have this constant commitment to the teaching of oneself as free of sorrow and fear. Yoga Kshemam Vahami Aham. I will take care of their yoga and Kshema. I will take care of their needs. I will take care of whatever it is. You try it. And people have told me this, and I have myself experienced this. You make the time for study, you make the time for sadhana, and then automatically all other things fall in place. Everything just falls into place. Bhagavan makes the room, Bhagavan makes the space and the time. This is precisely because this knowledge does not come in the, it's not just one more thing to pursue. Many people think Vedanta is one more pursuit. I'm already busy and I'm tired and I'm overcommitted and I don't have one more time to study this as well. But it's not one more pursuit. It is the pursuit of that, knowing which you know you are not a pursuer. That is what it is. Knowing which you know you are free and you need not pursue anything. This is Vedanta. This is not one more thing to pursue. But our orientation is like that. Catch, kill, conquer mentality. Even in the language, we use it like this. One young man came to me and said, he had sat for an exam. And then I said, how did you do? I killed it, Swaminiji. And I was little perplexed, the first time I heard this American expression. His mother was with him. I looked at her. No, don't worry. He didn't kill anybody. He's just trying to say that he did very, very well. Yeah. Killed it, caught it, nailed it. This is how we talk. Our whole vocabulary has to change, I tell you, if we are serious about this knowledge. Unthinkingly, we say all these things. We don't think. This catch-kill mentality. This is from the Purva samskaras, previous samskaras of being an animal. Yeah. For the animal to catch, kill, theek hai, it's okay. You know better, we know better. And especially if you're trying to catch the Atma, it's not going to work. And you can't kill the Atma, it is beyond death, okay? Yeah. So this is the Niryoga Kshemo Bhava. Let me handle this. This is my portfolio. Don't take it away from me. And finally, Atmavan Bhava. Atmavan means not the one who has an Atma. That's not the idea. Can't take it literally. Atmavan means the one who is Yukta. Another word that is got a frequent usage in the Bhagavad Gita. Yukta. Yukta means the one who is together mentally, emotionally, spiritually, together. The one that doesn't fall apart and has to be picked up in pieces each time, the weather changes or something happens against their desire. This is the person. The one who is Atmavan means the one who is together, even in the face of adversity, the one who doesn't collapse into 1,000 pieces. And that's how one transcends the gunas. And that's how one becomes Bhagavan-esque here, one with Bhagavan in the sense of just dropping this identification with every single passing mood. Now happy, now sad, now upset, now bad mood, somebody said something, and always needing constant validation. Appreciate me, look at me, love me, take care of me, say something nice about me. Are you two? No. I'm like this because I didn't have this at 2. Okay, understood. But how to become Atmavan then? Because I had a difficult childhood. Nobody validated me. Okay, understood. And so what to do now? You validate yourself. You say, not bad. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I can do things. And all the messages of self censure, self loath, self judgment, self critique, be the Sakshi and reverse them. Oh, I'm terrible at this. I never do anything right. And then tell yourself, never say never. This time I made a mistake. Okay, next time, better luck. I will pray. I will do something different. We can tell ourselves like this. We parent that frozen inner child that's needing that validation. You can't expect somebody else to give that validation. This is many times, this is why people get married. They think that somebody else will validate. And then what? The one who gets married wants to be validated, and the partner also wants to be validated. Doesn't work. You have to do that work. This is how one becomes Atmavan together. These gunas are a huge waste of time. Lot of drama otherwise. Yeah. Everybody is a drama king and a drama queen under the spell of the gunas. We don't need more drama. Drop the D, we only need Rama. That's the thing. That's the trick here. Tvam gunatrayatitah. Tvam avasthatrayatitah. Avasthatraya means the 3 states of being. What is the 3 states? Waking, first state. Then sleeping. Then dreaming. How can you say, I am beyond waker, sleeper, dreamer? Especially when I get such good sleep in every Vedanta class. How can you say that? Really, the best sleep comes in Vedanta class. There is a story behind that. Don't worry, we'll finish the text, okay? Don't worry about the text. I promise we'll finish it. The story behind that. And goddess of sleep, Gudaka Devi, went to Lord Krishna and cried, ah, where can I go? These people in Kali Yuga are so restless. Even at night, they are looking at the phone like that in the dark. And updating their Facebook and looking at messages and all these things. What's wrong with these restless people? Full of rajas, they don't sleep. I don't have a place of rest, said the goddess of sleep. They are like owls. All the time they are up all night. And then they're up during the day. And and wherever I go, they're just doing all the time. And then from America, I go to India, thinking, okay, these people are useless. Let me go to India. And then there it is just dawn, and they are starting their activity. And I've had it. I'm exhausted. I just need a place. Give me a place. The Lord was very compassionate. The Lord did think, yes, stock market, not a place for Gudaka Devi. And corporate capitalist world, not a place for Gudaka Devi. Then he said, it's okay. You just go wherever Vedanta is taught. And wherever there is Harikatha, Bhagavatam, wherever there is my stories, wherever they talk about me, where Bhagavad Gita is talked about, where Vedanta is talked about, you please go and you will get some good rest there. So you see, it's not your fault. If you sleep in Vedanta classes, because it is Gudaka Devi's boon gained from none other than the most powerful Lord Krishna. So, sleep avastha. Sleep, in sleep, you don't know you're asleep, but it is a form of ananda. And then when you wake up, you recognize how wonderful that sleep was. Sleep is easy to falsify. You just say, okay, I visited the sleep state and came out. I'm not the sleep state. And dream also, in the dream. Swakale satyavat bhati, prabodhe sati, asad bhavet. So, in its time, it shines as though it is true in the dream time. And then when you wake up, you say, oh, that was just a dream. It really did not happen. Dream state is also equally easy to falsify. So, where does the jiva live? Squarely in the waking state. In the waking state alone, one is a karta, an agent, and a bhokta, an experiencer. In the other two states, you're just an experiencer. In the waking state alone, both these are there. That's why it is seen as permanent. Is it permanent? No. Why? We'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadag Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om